Facebook family. Hello, hello. It is November 8th, 2023, and we're bringing Elevate to you on this supposed to be wintry day, but actually, I think it's about 7 degrees outside. Hey, Mother Brenda, it's good to see you. The weather's good, the sun is out, and very excited to be on the program today. Today, we're discussing decading. Decading, that's the word, decading. Episode 113. So very excited today. We are going to be talking about decading from a personal level and a business level, and we're going to be getting started shortly. Uh, I wanted to give another shout out to my father. His birthday was what day was that? It was Monday. It was Monday. We actually celebrated it on Saturday. So my wife and I drove out, and my mother-in-law, she drove out, and we all celebrated his birthday. I thought it was interesting that he had an after party, turning 70 with the after party at 9. I will say this publicly: I will not be having an after party when I turn 70 if I get there. But it shows you the energy level they have. But yeah, definitely, they had a good time. Went down there, met a lot of people, and seen some people I haven't seen in decades. So very excited today. Please comment, put your comments down so I know who's out there. But today's topic is decading, and I'll go into it deeper. Just want to tell you a little bit about Elevate. Elevate is an acronym: expectations, leadership, ethics, vision, attitude, temperaments, and effectiveness. So basically, we teach leadership skills. I'm the founder. My wife runs the business. Hey, Ann, good to see you. But basically, we teach everything about leadership, whether it be the temperaments, things that will help you influence people, things that will help you understand people, things from active listening to time blocking, time management to planning, and basically things that will help you get to the place you want to go quicker. So very excited about today. This is an article that I got from the leadership program that I just graduated from. Hey, mom and dad, it's good to see you. So I'm going to share that with you. But Char's not with me today. She got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cupcakes to make. Orders have been rolling in, and she had to actually had to slow things down because she don't have the help she needs to get out the orders. So she had to slow things down a little bit. So she's down there doing what she do, and she got some help today to get it through. But at some point, she's gonna need some more help. So today, when we're talking about decading, um, we'll get into the more of the. There's a business aspect to it. Hey, how you doing, Karen and Mr. Max? Mr. Max is very photogenic, y'all. Very photogenic. I see Mr. Max on Facebook all the time, just chilling. Well, it's also good to see you, Karen. I'm glad you guys are on. I will say this though: UT is ranked number 7th in the country in NCAA football. I just wanted to share that with y'all, just in case y'all didn't know. That's all. Just wanted to share that with you. So back to decading. Decading is a concept, and in the business world, and there's a movement in our country called conscious companies. Hey, Zelda, it's good to see you on, Zelda. As one of the people I haven't seen in a long time when I was referring to the party we went to. Haven't seen Miss Zelda in a while. A while. I don't even remember. I feel like it's been a long, long time. But anyway, decading is a concept, and a lot of companies, it's basically a movement that's going on with businesses where, especially what they call conscious companies. These are companies that are not just simply about making money, but they're aware of their impact in society. If you Google conscious companies, you'll get a lot of information, and you'll see a lot of companies that are about, they're more than about just making the money. All right. And they're not ashamed to make the money, but they're more than just making the money. They understand the print, that imprint they're going to leave in the world as a company. So just want to share that with you. I always tell people We're the kind of consultants that are doers. We're not the type that just got a degree, or we never been involved in leadership, or we were a part of a team but we didn't lead the team. We lead teams, and that's what we do day in and day out. So at the end of the day, I always tell people, you want to get advice from doers, people that are actually doing it. And I tell people, I'm not the most eloquent in speech. I'm not the deepest dude, but when people want to get stuff done, they hire me. They hire me because they want to get stuff done. I don't have the best personality, but if you want stuff done, you bring me aboard and we'll get it done. I'll cut through all the BS and we'll get there. So with the team, with the team of people. So it's good to see you, Tamika. So I want to get into it, and I'm trying to make sure. I gave you a shout out, Dad, for your birthday. Happy 70th birthday. The funny thing was, we went to the party, and I think the party was on the 4th, maybe the 4th, I think. So on his actual birthday, I almost forgot to call him because I felt like we celebrated the birthday, and that's just how my mind works. But my wife and I make sure we called him, and this is also the time of year. I'm exactly 2 weeks from now on my birthday. So I always tell people November is the greatest month of the year. So my birthday is November 20th, and I'll be 52. Ann said, "Happy birthday, Dad." Thank you, Ann. So, I also mentioned about the after party you had at 9. And I told the people, I don't know when you guys checked in, but I told the people, I'm 52 and I don't know if I'm having an after party, period. About 9 o'clock, I'm about to fall out. So I thought it was interesting. My own parents had an after party at 9. So it shows you their energy level. Maybe I'll get there one day. So I wanted to go into this. It's 7:07. We got a little time. Have anybody ever heard of the concept of decading? And if you had, please just chime in. Yeah, no, a little bit, maybe so. The concept of decading, and while you guys are chiming in, I just wanted to share this magazine. There's a magazine called Conscious Companies. And it's called Conscious Company, and it's a very good magazine because you get to hear about some of the good stuff companies are doing, not always the bad things that companies are doing. And I am not shy in telling you that I am on the side of business. I believe that business is one of the greatest things that happen. The exchanging of monies for services and goods is one of the best things that happen in the world to me. Those are the things, to be able to get a job and to help somebody exchange goods for services, exchange money for services. To me, is a great learning activity, a great point in your life to send your kid. Right now we have a 15-year-old learning about cupcakes. It's a friend of the family, and she's out there working. And this is going to impact the rest of her life, to get a chance to work side by side with somebody that's a business analyst, somebody that's a project manager, somebody that has been running their own business for 10 years. It is priceless. It is priceless to have that experience. Now, of course, she's 15 years old. She doesn't realize all that. But I guarantee you, later on in life, she's going to be like, man, that's one of those experiences that changed me for the better. So I'm very excited for the young lady down there, because I know what kind of woman my wife is. And I know it's impossible for her to rub shoulders with somebody and not leave an impact or not make an impact. So my dad said new to me, but Conscious Company is a great company. A lot of you guys also, another place I get resources from is the Harvard Business Review. There's a fee you can pay, and you can actually get magazines sent from you from the Harvard Business Review, which is a nonprofit organization attached to the Harvard Business School. And it is tons of great information, great research. It's been around for a long time, and you actually get emails from them on a regular basis. And I love getting information from not just the popular, websites or the popular magazines that you see on newsstands. So for me, um, uh, this article is a great article. And also, like I said, Harvard Business Review, they have tons of articles. I mean, it's just articles coming out your ears. I mean, it's just, they've been doing it a long time. So what I want to do is, before I read the article, and I'm not going to read the whole article, of course, but before I go into the article, look at Shar said, I'm listening while cupcaking. All right. I didn't even know that was a verb. She's cupcaking, y'all. She's cupcaking. Um, One of the things you're going to hear terms like pathological urgency. You're going to hear terms like short-termist, long-termism, and decading. These are terms that are a part of this language when it comes to people that are looking long-term and not thinking about just getting a paycheck and making it to the next day. And I love this kind of stuff because I've been on that journey. I'm, like I said, I'm 51, getting ready to be 52. And I remember when I was living paycheck to paycheck. I remember when my mindset was different. And I love the fact that there is a movement out there where people are like, listen, we're not going to think like that. We're going to think about how we're affecting generations. And one of the things I try to tell my sons, or really Joseph right now, because that's the one I talk to more than the other two. I try to get him to think more generationally, and it's hard, a young kid, especially a young black male in this culture where being cute and looking a certain kind of way is more important than other things should be. And trying to get him to think more generationally when he establishes relationships, or more generationally when he's saving his money or spending his money, or think more generationally when he's reading a book, how it affects his kids coming up, what he reads today, more generationally when he picks his friends and who he decides to hang around with, but thinking more generationally is just a win. Thinking here and now, that's not good. So this article really is really exciting to me, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. So they have a company called the McKinsey Company. McKinsey Company is the largest. How can I put this? It's the largest. I actually wrote it down. I don't have to think about it. It's the largest and oldest consulting company in the world. So the McKinsey Company released its findings of a 15-year-old study. And what they did was they studied 615 large and mid-cap publicly listed companies in the United States through the application of their Corporate Horizon Index, which measured patterns of investment, growth, earnings quality, and earnings management. The researchers were able to differentiate between companies that operated with a long-term orientation and those that operated with a short-term orientation. Now, during the period from 2001 to 2015, you guys, long-term oriented firms delivered cumulative revenue 47% higher, cumulative earnings 36% higher, and combined market capitalization of $7 billion more than short-term firms. So all that to say, it's more beneficial to think long-term. It's more beneficial to think long-term. If you want to see somebody focused that's staying out of trouble, if you want to see somebody that's really making an impact, get with somebody that's focused on things that are long-term. Even on the illegal side, I mean, it's just their focus is different. They're looking past all the little stuff that's coming their way, and they're thinking long-term. So during the period of 2001 to 2015, 47% higher revenue, 36% higher earnings, $7 billion more in market capitalization, these long-term companies. And I'm just going to shout out some of these long-term companies that made this commitment to do things a little different and not be bowed down to the pressure of being right now, change every single day. And I'm just going to list a couple of companies that you guys may be surprised and maybe not. Whole Foods, Vanguard, this guy named, of course, the McKinsey Global Managing Partners, Salesforce CEO, the World Economic Forum, Michael Bush, Pepsi, BlackRock. These are a few of the companies that really are pushing for the long term. So before I lose you guys, which I don't want to lose you, I wanted to really break down what short-termer means. Short-termer, is a leader who evaluates success in the context of quarters and a year. So they evaluate themselves and they do it in the context of quarters and a year. That's a short termer. Also is one who is habitually driven by pathological urgency, and you remember pathological, unhealthy, they're driven by this unhealthy urgency. Now, a decader, a leader who evaluates success in the context of decades or in lifetimes. They think differently. They look at things in concepts like, how does this affect a generation? Or how does this affect a lifetime? How does this affect decades, right? Those are the people I really want to talk about today, decaders. For the article, that it has a thing called the 10 practices of decaders. Now, I know that I'm not expecting you guys to write these down. Hey, do whatever you want to do. But man, these are very interesting. The 10 practices for decaders. So before I go in that all the way, please chime in. Let me know you're still there, because I know this is not one of those hip hip hooray type of things, but this is kind of where I'm at right now in my life. I really think about more of the impact I make. I work with a lot of people, whether they're young and old. I work with all age groups. I was talking to a guy that's about 70 today. I talked to a guy that's like 21 today. I talked to a guy that was 18 today. I mean, I work with a lot of different age groups, a lot of different economic levels. And my job is to connect and to make sure that they get on the course that the company's on. So, I'm always trying to find ways to reach and ways to be understood and ways to make sure I'm listening to them. So Tamika says she's still here. We got one person I haven't put to sleep yet. So decaders are individuals committed to playing the long game in life and in business. Very appropriate with young people. Many are afraid of their future. Decaders are individuals committed to playing the long game in life and in business. They understand that life is not a problem to be solved, but a mystery to be lived. And I love that. My dad said they're wide awake. I'm here. She's eating. All right. So they understand that life is not a problem to be solved, but a mystery to be lived. And I'm a what you call a recovering rescuer, y'all. I'm a guy that got off on fixing or trying to fix people's problems when I had a ton of problems that needed to be fixed anyway. But I'm a recovering rescuer. And one of the things that is problematic with that is that you look at life differently when you're a rescuer. But when you realize that rescuing is not good, you change and you start looking at life differently. And for me, being a recovering rescuer, I know that trying to rescue somebody is not healthy, and I can use that energy to prepare and make a better impact as a decader. And I'm proud to say I consider myself a decader. So wrestling with these 10 orientations can help you live that mystery. So decaders understand that life is not a problem to be solved, but a mystery to be lived. And wrestling with these 10 orientations can help you live that mystery. And the first one is this. And we only got 11 minutes. That's the fastest 30 minutes in social media. Number one is locate yourself in the long arc of time. That's the first practice. Locate yourself in the first arc of time. And all these require work. That's another thing I love. All these practices requires a little work. So on the fact that you are a beneficiary, your life is only possible because of the hard work and the sacrifices of your parents, their parents, the countless others who came before them. Consider that it is now your responsibility, a noble obligation, to pay it forward for future generations that will never know what you did. In the words of Walt Whitman, the powerful play goes on, and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be? I think that who wrote that is powerful. So what will your verse be? You're going to contribute a verse in this song. What will your verse be? So that's the first practice for decaders. Locate yourself in this long arc of time. Now, I know this right here, I'm going to give a special, I'm going to give something that's maybe I shouldn't say this, but all these require a little work. And one thing that the guy that wrote this article is actually is on the board of the Stegan Leadership Company that I went to. He's on the board, and he wrote this article for this magazine. And so to me, I got a connection there too. Number 2, learn deep lessons from history. Figures such as Plato, Lao Tzu, Queen Elizabeth I, Lincoln, Hitler, Mussolini, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, and Mandela. There's probably 5,000 more people you can name. But find eternal patterns and reflect on how they apply in your life. That's a decade of practice. That's number 2. The third one, accept impermanence. Accept impermanence. Realize that change is the only consistent in life. Stop clinging to a fixed and permanent reality. Each day, empty yourself of the illusion of your own certainty about how the world works. Man. Okay, let me finish. See the fleeting nature of everything, especially your own sense of self. That's powerful, because like when we had the higher purpose, we were told to write this higher purpose, and they kept telling us in the leadership class, hey, higher purpose, write down what you believe your higher purpose, and realize it's going to change. Don't feel like you got to write something down that's going to stick with you forever. It's not going to be like that. It's going to continue to change. So the last sentence, it says, see the fleeting nature of everything, especially your own sense of self. What you think. And this is going to sound super cocky. When I was put in the leadership program, I really thought that, what do I need to really learn about this? I've been teaching leadership for 30 years. I've read, I don't know how many books on it. I've worked with thousands of people. And how wrong could I be? I was so wrong. I was so wrong. The only time I think I was more wrong is when, and don't take this personally, Dad. My dad got saved after me. And I got saved at 19. My dad got saved when I was 24. So when he got saved, I didn't believe God can touch him. I was so wrong. He goes on to become a minister. He goes to go to theology seminary, gets his master's degree in theology. How wrong can I be? But that's how wrong I was about this leadership stuff. I was like, what can I learn? I've been doing this, is what I do day in and day out. They talk about 10,000 hours. So I got 100,000 hours. But I went through this thing, and I was blown away by how much I didn't know. And I was blown away by how many things I'm not practicing. I was blown away by all the concepts that I could have saved so much time and impacted so many more people better if I was executing. So accept impermanence. Realize change is the only constant. Number 4, be in the present moment. Every moment offers you the opportunity to stop. Interrupt your normal automatic processes and be here now. Practice gratitude and acknowledge the present moments as your ultimate teacher. And as Charlotte Beck says, life always gives you exactly the teacher you need at every moment. This includes every mosquito, every misfortune, every red light, every traffic jam, every obnoxious supervisor or employee, every illness, every loss, every moment of joy or depression, every addiction, every piece of garbage, every breath. Every moment is a guru. That's number 4. Be in the present moment. Number 5, cultivate active curiosity. Now, I will say this is one of my favorite. My supervisor, this is one of the things he says all the time. He says, Curtis, you want to move so fast, you need to stop and be curious. And I would be so focused on getting something done that I didn't dig in. And when I didn't dig in, it kept me from connecting. It kept me from understanding what really is going on. So by slowing down, I was more effective. What I thought I knew, I didn't know, because I never dug in and asked the questions to find out what was really going on. So cultivate active curiosity. Discover how questions can be far more powerful than answers, as they present the gateway to possibility and transformation. Lean into the unknown. 10 practices for decaders, y'all. 10 practices for decaders. Number 6, Recognize the interconnectedness of everything. No one is on an island. And just as your life's journey has been shaped by the experiences and struggles of your ancestors, your present and future are a product of many interlinked relationships and systems. Connect the dots, learn to see large patterns, extend your maps, discover a sense of awe, and enrich your perspective about travel, engaging unfamiliar cultures, experiencing the richness of nature. Now, I did this on a small scale. And what I mean by this was actually an exercise we had to do in staying. We had to go somewhere that we normally wouldn't go. And I chose, God, what do we call it? Zumba. My mother-in-law teaches Zumba. She's committed. She does it all the time. I knew she taught Zumba. I didn't know what Zumba was really. I thought I knew what it was. I understood the concept. But until you get into Zumba, then you know what Zumba is. Man, I have so much respect for the energy level, the focus, the determination they had in that class. I had to be, I think I was, besides Shar was there, besides Shar, I was the youngest person in that class, and I was the most behind. Everybody was ahead of me on beat, and I was left when they were going right. I was going back when they were going forward. When they were spinning around, I was thinking about spinning, but I didn't get to the spin yet. So I mean, I was like, man, this is I was like, I'm not ready for this. And I, in my mind, what's Zumba? Psh, I can do that. I learned I can if I get some more practice and I put some work in. That's a profound respect for Zumba. You got that right. Zumba is upbeat. So embrace number 7, embrace uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Man, I could talk about this one forever, but I know we ain't got that kind of time. It's only 3 minutes. But when we're able to befriend the uncertainties, complexities, and ambiguities of life, we're also able to cultivate resilience and understanding. So because we got 2 minutes, because I talk about other stuff too long. Number 8, defer immediate gratification. That's pretty self-explanatory. Number 9, release attachments to specific outcomes. So I got to go break this down a little bit. Practice the simple act of observation without judgment or evaluation. That sounds easy, but it's not easy. Practice the simple act of observation without judgment or evaluation. Work with whatever shows up, right or wrong, good or bad. See everything that happens as feedback for growth and a contributor to your future self. Work with the energies of disappointment, failure, and frustration rather than against them. Surrender to win. Surrender to win. That's number 9. Release attachments to specific outcomes. And number 10, dance with the always emerging future. As the poet Rainer Maria Rilke said, the future enters into us in order to transform itself in us long before it happens. I don't know how people come up with this stuff, but I love it. The future enters into us in order to transform us. It's in order to transform itself in us long before it happens. Open yourself to the emerging future and participate in its unfolding. Find your rhythm as you shape and are shaped by the miraculous movements of time. So all I can say is that one of these quote books we come out with, that quote's going to be in there. The future enters into us in order to transform itself in us long before it happens. So thank you, Mother Brenda. I know it's 7:29. My dad liked number 10. All I can do is tell you guys that our goal is to spread leadership, to influence leaders. Our goal is to make sure that people understand there's a right way and a wrong way to look at things in life. Our goal is to try to shortcut some of these journeys where you're going uphill when you don't have to go uphill all the time. There's some shortcuts that are healthy. We want to teach you how to influence people. We want to show you how to communicate more effectively. We want to show you how to win and win the right way. You don't have to do anything that's immoral or illegal. You just need to be focused. You need to be good at understanding and patient at understanding people. And you got to get some tools in your toolbox. And that's what we do. So I know it's 7:30. I really appreciate you guys coming on, and I know this is a little nerdy, but this is who I am. So this is what I share. So I don't know what else to tell you. You guys have a great one. We'll be on next week, of course. Um, uh, uh, it's 11. What is it? November 8th. Ann gave us thumbs up. Appreciate it, Ann. So the November 8th. And we're going to be sending some invites out to you guys. We have a Friendmas party. I think we call it Friendsmas. We're going to be having a Friendsmas party. We have it every year, and we're going to be sending some invites out. I really appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you, Valerie. You guys have a great one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Be intentional, focus on growth, and elevate now. Thank you.